Hello, this is Chris from Fraser Valley Adventure Riders, and thanks for watching my channel. If you're watching today and you know me at all or you're a friend, you probably know that I'm heading up to Tuktoyaktuk very soon. So I'm actually leaving in a couple days. I'm leaving on Wednesday, and I'm going for about 18 days, 17, 18 days in August here. If you're wondering where the heck is Tuktoyaktuk, like everyone else I talk to, it is the northernmost city on continental Canada, as far as I know. So it's about 3,800 kilometers from where we are here, which is Chilliwack. It's going to take us about 7 days to get up there, with some serious long days of riding. I'm going with a couple buddies, so a buddy named Sandy and a buddy named Doug, and you'll get to meet them on some future videos if you watch along. And we're also taking a support vehicle, which is very nice. I don't think I would do this trip without it. Not on my own, that's for sure. So we'll have a truck with a travel trailer with a toy hauler. So for some of the days we'll be able to do some long hauls with putting the bikes in the back. So we might not do all the kilometers on the bikes. We'll see how it goes. But what I wanted to do today is just share with you some of the modifications, the upgrades, the things I've done to this bike to get it ready for Tuktoyaktuk and the harsh environment that this bike's going to be going into. So this has been about a 2-year process, and really over the last 6 months where I've really been working to get this bike ready. So I'm going to go quickly over with what I've worked on and got this bike ready, and here we go. So the first modification I did is I got these dirt rack bush bars, or crash bars here, and I also got these pannier racks that you can't really see, but they're holding on these tusk panniers. I also got this top mount plate there. And I got them all from a great guy in Langley, BC. Sells dirt racks. You can look them up online, dirtracks.com, I believe it is. And I got them because they mounted these tusk panniers. They're only mounts I could find that fit a BMW with tusk panniers. They've been fantastic. They're really sturdy. They're really strong. They come up nice and high. A lot of the ones out there, they don't. So I like these ones because they protect this expensive fairing here. And it's good protection as well for the back part of the bike here. But the biggest reason is because I was looking for something to fit these tusk panniers. I don't have the money to go out and buy TourTech or any BMW panniers, so I wanted these tusk panniers. They're $249, a real bargain I think, at Rocky Mountain ATV, and they're a great pannier. Really sturdy, really tough, and they fit a lot of stuff. The only problem with these tusk panniers is the hardware. So the hardware is not very good, and also locking mechanisms aren't very good. So you're gonna have to kind of do some modifications to make them a bit stronger. Okay, what else have I done? So last year I put on these bark busters, and these just protect the front switch gear and everything. They're kind of a must-have if you're going to be off-roading, because you will crash and you'll break this stuff. So this will protect that. Got these from Twisted Throttle in Canada. Last year I also got this ram mount, which is really handy. You can put your phone on there or GPS and have that for you as well. This year I added a few things, so you'll find I've got this Rotopax 1.75 liter gas tank, just to give me more range. So I should have around 5 to almost 600 kilometers of range depending on what I'm riding on. So that's a big thing. I also got the mounting system there, so it mounts properly to the bike. Last year I didn't mention it. I got this Gibby skid plate, and to be honest, I'm not going to recommend it. I'll probably be replacing that after this trip for next year, but for this trip I'm going to have to live with it. The reason being is it's quite thin. It's not very strong. So if you're going to ride off-road, you're going to hit anything, you're going to find you're going to really bang it up and dent it up. And it might just fail on you like it did for me. I actually sheared off one of the rubber mounting bolts because it was just so badly deformed. I pounded it all out, straightened it all up, and I mounted it up because I don't have time to get anything else, so I'm gonna have to be careful. The other thing with that Gibby rack is, or skid plate, is it's got really poor hardware and really poor mounting system. The bracket on it is terrible. It takes a job that could really be done in 15 minutes. It can be up to a half an hour, or no, closer to an hour, I would say, of really frustrating fiddling, trying to get that thing to mount just properly. So I'm not going to recommend that unless you're going to do some really mild off-roading, just some forest service roads. Okay, so this year like I said, I picked up the Rotopax tank. I picked up this Nelson Rigs 21 liter tank bag. I believe I got that from Rocky Mountain ADV as well. Or I might have actually got that from Fort 9 here in Canada. I got that one wrong. So Fort 9 in Canada, they were the same price basically, or cheaper actually in Canada, which I'm finding more and more with our dollar. So Fort 9 is a pretty good site. I also got this First Gear dry bag. It was about $100 somewhere around there. It's a 70 liter bag. And I got this bag because the mounting system, I really like the strapping system it had. It all came with it. It's well constructed, and it's wide enough to fit my tent. That was the big thing. So many of them weren't wide enough, so I went with the 70 liter, which is quite huge, but it fits a lot of stuff. Let's see, what else did I get this year? So I changed my tires out, so you might be wondering what I'm running. So I'm going to be running Midas EO7 tires. So they are a 50/50 tire with a harder compound. They're supposed to get about 15,000 kilometers, so I'm really hoping so. I would love to get the whole trip in, but if I don't, I have a backup set of tires, my old Mesler Torrance tires, which are pretty good tire, but they're really not that great off-road. So those are my backup plan. I'll be storing those in the truck. I'll see how it goes if I switch them over halfway through on the way back to Whitehorse, or I might have to strap them onto this bike somewhere. I've done some modifications. You can see here, I've added a little fender flare, a fender extender there, and I've also added one inside the wheel well there. That's just to keep the mud from piling up in my engine compartment, to try and keep that clean. It really will pile up on the Dempster Highway between Dawson City and Inuvik. I've heard it's really terrible, that road. Just on motors and stuff like that, it's going to throw a lot of mud and dirt and stuff like that. It's a long road. Let's see. I think that is most of the gear. I've added also, if I can get them out of here, I purchased these Tuss bags that hold all my gear. I've got 4 of them, and they're really handy for this trip. On my next video, I'm going to go into packing, what I've packed and gotten ready for this trip, but for this video, I'm just going to show you that. And there you have it. One other modification I forgot to mention is this Moose +4 BMW, or Moose +4 inch windscreen, which is one of the best deals I've found out there. Only $71 at Revzilla. That's a great bargain. It's worth it. If you have a F800 or F650 or F700, it fits them all, and it's a great modification. And you don't have to buy a bracket for it, which I really love. I'm going to have a video with more detailed on that in a future episode. And you can kind of see it here, but I have a Zentech front headlight protector. These headlights are incredibly expensive. If I busted one, it's going to cost me a lot, and I could be out with some real problems out in the roads there if I don't have headlights. I also changed out those headlights. I put the Cyclops headlights in there, and they make a huge difference. They just light up the whole road. That's a LED light bulb. So that is kind of the main modifications and add-ons. Behind her, you can't really see it. I've also added a PVC pipe for my toolkit, so I can fit all my tools in there. Gave me some more space in my panniers, so I have a little more flexibility. So that is most of the modifications I've done to get ready for this trip. If you've liked this video, you found it informative or helpful, hey, why don't you subscribe and like this video? Click that on the side there and down below for subscribe, but also click the bell if you want to see some of my upcoming videos, or you want to see the videos I do when we go up to Tuktoyaktuk. I'll be posting those after our trip. Probably in the next couple months, you'll start seeing those coming out. So stay tuned for those. Also, you can find me on Facebook. The links are below for Facebook and Instagram. You can like and follow me there, and follow all the riding community that we're starting to build. Also, I'll be sending up a new blog. So if you want to hear more the back end stories of what's going on, I'll be actually sharing during the trip, so you can kind of hear what's going on with the trip. Down below in the comments, you'll see a link for that as well. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for supporting the Fraser Valley Adventure Rider channel. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you next episode. Thanks for watching.